Hi guys, Mike here. Hope all of you are doing well. It's been a few weeks since I shot a video, so I thought it'd be a good time to shoot a video regarding inflation, supply chain disruptions, and ultimately what you need to be aware of with respect to the current circumstances. My name is Michael Hernik. I have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel called The Financial Mechanic. Please like, share, subscribe to my content. Would love to hear your feedback, so let's get right into it. So, what has been happening over the past few months here, really ultimately the past year? So one, we are all sort of aware that we're obviously in a pandemic, and what has happened is the government has been putting a lot of stimulus into the system. In fact, this is what we sort of call inflation. Now, what's interesting is the global money supply, so the amount of currency out in the global economy has risen 30% worldwide in the past year, which is insane. Now, of course, there was a need for stimulus to sort of provide liquidity in the economy, but what has ultimately happened is we have what's going on with current inflation and ultimately prices rising and supply chain shortages. So last year when the pandemic happened, businesses were forced to close and to a certain extent are still forced to be closed. And at the retail side of things, what that really did is it forced retailers to really get rid of inventory and or not to purchase new inventory. So ultimately shelves were becoming empty because retailers were liquidating their inventory or they weren't purchasing new inventory. So what has this caused? Well, this year, if you've gone to the grocery store, purchased really anything outside of normal goods and services, prices are all rising. And certainly this is a form of inflation. And what has ultimately caused this inflation is, one, retailers last year were not purchasing new inventory and were forced to sell inventory because of cash flows to pay the rent and payroll and so on. But secondly, we've got so much currency in the system, and those currency units are chasing the same goods and services. So ultimately what's happening is people are spending, and because there's more money in the system, there's more currency chasing the same goods or services, which ultimately will cause a rise in prices. So lower supply, higher demand equals higher prices, and that's what we're seeing. Now, the other thing to note is because of the pandemic, we've also seen a lot of supply chain disruptions, which has caused supply shortages across the board. For instance, auto manufacturers have troubles pushing out new vehicles because there's chip shortages and other parts that are not being able to be produced. So you have vehicles that are 99% complete, but they're waiting for one critical part and cannot be shipped to dealerships. Huge issue, causing used and new car prices to rise. Same thing with lumber. Look at what's happening with lumber and other commodities. All-time highs right now. Home prices all going up. Lower inventory, higher demand equals higher prices. So what's the point of this? The point of this video is to make sure that you guys are aware that, one, this is happening, and two, what you can do about this. Even when my wife and I were looking for a hot tub, we went to the hot tub store, and you can't even get a hot tub in stock now, and you've got to wait 6-7 months. It's absolute insanity out there. Yet we're in the midst of a pandemic. So what can you do about it? Are you aware of this? So let's talk about this. So my thoughts on this, guys, is this. If you've been waiting to make a purchase, whether it be a home or some type of, larger purchase, it may not be a bad idea to do that purchase sooner rather than later, because what may happen is this sort of increased demand and supply shortages may be sustained, and we might see prices even continue to rise at least over the next short term, year, 2-3 years. And if that's the case, then it's best to be prepared and sort of, if you're looking to make a purchase of some sort, whether it be a home or a hot tub, I guess, or any sort of type of purchase, it may not be a bad idea to sort of stock up and purchase what you need before prices get out of control. Even insurance premiums now, all-time highs. This, guys, is a form of inflation caused by, one, more currency units in the system, and two, supply chain disruptions and shortages of inventory. again, caused by the pandemic. So again, let me know what you think. Do you think that this is sort of out of line? Do you feel like maybe prices will actually fall? Do we see a sustained demand around? Do we see that supply shortages will go away and that we'll have enough supply in the system eventually in the short term? What do you guys think? Let me know. But again, I thought I wanted to shoot a quick video on this because, it's important for you guys to be aware that this is one, happening, and two, just to be aware of what you can do about it. And ultimately, with higher prices, you have to sort of forecast what your purchases are and what are you looking to purchase to see if you can sort of beat the wave or beat the curve. But personally, I think that this reinflation trade and this inflation is likely here to stay, and it's important to be prepared. So anyway, I hope if you guys like this video, click like, share it. Otherwise, guys, I'll be shooting another video here regarding the stock market. I'll be doing an update here shortly because there is some news I do want to share with you guys on what I'm seeing. But otherwise, I hope you guys found this video helpful. We'll see you guys in the next video.